We are following breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ. The NFL has postponed Saturday's game between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Cleveland Browns. According to our Josina Anderson, that game will now be played on Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, the Browns have had multiple starters test positive for COVID. 11 starters, 20 players in total, including quarterbacks Baker Mayfield and wide receiver Jarvis Landry. Case Keenum as well testing positive. Now, along with that contest, Sunday's game between Washington and the Eagles has also been moved. That game has been moved to Tuesday. According to reports, Seahawks and Rams also could be moved, but no confirmation whether that game has been moved as of yet. That is according to our Jonathan Jones. Right now, Raiders and Browns move to Monday, so you get a Monday doubleheader with the Vikings and Bears set to go at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time. Joining us to discuss more about this on the telephone with us, Josina Anderson, who gave us the news about the Raiders and the Browns game. Josina, what's the latest?
Well, people are just basically trying to still sort everything out. Matter of fact, while we're speaking, I'm getting a text from a league source. We're still trying to confirm the time for the Washington football team at Philly game. So I'm reading those texts as I'm talking to you. But with regards to the Raiders at Browns game, I mean, this is a situation that and now it looks like it just came out. Looks like it is 7 p.m., guys, that the hold on one second. I'm trying to read this while we're on the air. Rams have been told. Okay, so now the Rams have been told their game against the Seahawks will kick off Tuesday at 7 p.m. That is according to Albert Breer. So I'm trying to keep up to date with this while we're speaking. But to get back to the game, the Raiders at Browns, this is a situation that the Browns really fought for, as they felt like the situation was unfair. They have 20 plus players on that reserve COVID list, many of them starters, including two of their first quarterbacks on their depth chart, that being Baker Mayfield and Case Keenum, with the addition of guys like Jadeveon Clowney as well today, not even having a starting safety that they can put forth, and having to make a number of adjustments that are historic and pretty much unprecedented, up until this point for the league. Meanwhile, I was talking to a Raiders source. They were originally scheduled to leave from the facility at 11:15 a.m. Pacific time, and they were told to kind of stay back and wait. And at the time, I was being told from a league source that was just very frustrating, as they felt ready, prepared to go. They also cited the game from last year, 2020, where they played against the Tampa Bay, and in their words, got crushed by the Buccaneers 45-20 in a game in which they had several COVID positives before that game. Felt like that one should have been postponed, and it wasn't postponed. So I heard that anecdote mentioned while I was on the phone with this league source. But nonetheless, it is moved. I think that there were good points to be made with regards to having this. Number one, obviously safety. Number two, you had the unprecedented afternoon COVID testing for the Browns the other day, when all of these tests have been done in the morning, which means that they conducted a practice and potentially cause more spread. And then on top of that, as Baker Mayfield eloquently pointed out on Twitter as well, practicing with personnel who most likely will not be part of the game. So when you couple just the sheer total of the amount of people involved in the outbreak, some of the unfair, in quote, circumstance per the league source, at least per their perspective, and then also having to adjust, personnel who are actually going to participate in the game, the league finally caved to what they said was pressure from outside sources to make this adjustment. The league previously went into this season feeling like they had learned a lot from last year with regards to how they handled it, though multiple postponements were a part of how they did handle it last year. And we're very adamant that, any COVID positives would pretty much be on the clubs, and that they were going to forge forward with the games. But finally, making that adjustment today to now have the Raiders at Browns game at 5 p.m. on Monday.
Well, and the variant certainly didn't give them much choice, because of the fact that it is such a powerful variant, and it is spreading so much faster than regular COVID. So while the NFL has put these rules in place, obviously with the variant, it's going to obviously change things up. Josina, how far away are we from seeing the NFL say to the players and members of the teams, whether you're vaccinated or not, you're going to have to be tested daily?
Well, so far that has been an adjustment that they have resisted. On the back page of the enhanced protocols that they released yesterday, it did continue the same cadence that it's been following throughout the duration of this season, which is to have vaccinated players only test for 7 days, in between, and to continue to have unvaccinated players to have to be tested daily. A report came out before we came on the air. I haven't been able to follow up on that myself, but just saying that there is some disparity between the union and its leadership, with some players saying that they don't want the extra testing and the leadership advocating for that. I have not been able to co-sign on that myself, but I'm seeing people discuss that. But I did talk to one player who illuminated their perspective for me, and that being 49ers cornerback Josh Norman, who just, said that the schedule adjustment and, to just the sheer convenience of it is a quote nuisance, at times. But obviously it is the union's, desire and objective to put safety and game integrity first, no matter what of a nuisance and a schedule change it may be. And although the players, feel that they are playing and they feel healthy or what have you, obviously, just with this virus, as we know, all the education that we've received since the pandemic started is, sometimes the spread obviously can affect more vulnerable populations, and the rate of hospitalizations and other things that go beyond just players. And the league tried to set itself up last year as being a leader with regards to how it was handling it, and how it's perceived also in society with how it's handling it. So there's just a lot of things to consider that go beyond, personal schedules and things like that. But as far as your previous question to me when we were in break, I feel like it will take, a large scale outbreak to continue to get to the point where the league does consider postponement for games beyond week 15.
Senior NFL insider Josina Anderson joining us on the phone as we talk about the Raiders and Browns game being postponed. Josina confirming that for us. Great stuff, Josina. Thanks for hopping on with us. We appreciate you joining us here on HQ as we break this all down. Raiders and Browns moved from Saturday to Monday at 5 Eastern time. The Vikings-Bears game, safe. So we get a Monday doubleheader, but then we have two games that are being moved to Tuesday. Washington at the Philadelphia Eagles moving to Tuesday, along with the Seahawks and Rams moving to Tuesday. All of the teams dealing with COVID-19 outbreaks.